Hi, everyone. It's Tanaya Darlington, Madame Fromage, here on behalf of the board to welcome our next Daphne Zepos Research Award recipient. Some of you may remember Daphne, some of you may be new to this award. Just want to give you a little heads up as to who Daphne was and why she's so important. Daphne imported some of the best artisan cheeses into the United States and introduced people to them behind the counter by being a fabulous educator for cheesemongers. She died rather suddenly 10 years ago, and it was her wish that this award be established to continue education around the area of artisan cheese. So it's been an honor to be a part of this board and an honor to read the scholarship applications. I'm so pleased to welcome this year's recipient, Julia Fine. Julia, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm delighted to welcome you into the DZRA Hall of Fame. And I want to introduce you to the world of cheese lovers, cheesemongers, and cheesemakers who follow this series. Can you give us just a little bit of background about you and your interest in food?
Yeah, so I am a food writer and I'm currently training to be a food historian. I'm starting my PhD in the fall, which I'm very excited about. And so my food experience, I did work at a restaurant when I was younger, but most of it has really been in terms of like studying history and such. So now I've been working at a museum in Washington, DC, researching kind of the histories of different food plants like, turmeric and hops and cassava. And I also worked as a project coordinator of a different food history project in DC. So I'm really just excited to kind of learn more about cheese and also kind of really get kind of more hands-on knowledge in terms of food production and kind of dairy culturing.
Fantastic. Well, we have 2 scholarships, and you were the first scholarship winner from either category to be outside the cheese industry. And so we're really excited that you heard about this award and that you decided to apply. Can you tell us a little bit about your project vision?
Yeah, so my kind of academic background, I study kind of the food and environmental history of the British Empire with a particular focus on South Asia. So I have a master's degree in South Asian studies where I focused on kind of salt production and the environmental history of salt production in Bengal. And I've lived in, a number of cities throughout South Asia and studied various languages for the past 7 years. And so studying food, what I kind of realized is that there's this way that at least in the US where I'm living, a lot, kind of the discourse surrounding South Asian cuisines kind of really get flattened. And I think cheese is a really interesting case of this. I mean, people tend to know, paneer, but there are all these other really interesting and exciting and important dairy cultures throughout South Asia. And so what I really wanted to do in my project was, go to probably the east of eastern India and study these different sort of cheese and dairy culturing traditions. So in particular, I really am hoping to get to the northeast and go to Sikkim and look at cheeses, like churpi, which is a smoked cheese that's also made into soups and just used in a variety of ways. So kind of expanding the dominant narrative of cheese in South Asia and the way it's consumed in Western media.
Just out of curiosity, have you tasted these cheeses before?
Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. I've spent I spent a lot of time in Nepal, which is it has chirpi as well, similar to the northeast of India. And so I've tasted some of these, but I haven't tasted many of these, and I would love to. And I'm so excited to get the opportunity to.
Okay, fantastic. So you've already made some plans in terms of how you'll use the scholarship funds for travel to interview cheesemakers, I suppose?
So yeah, so my hope is both to interview, people involved in cheese making practices in the Northeast, but I also am kind of interested in, I'm a historian, so I'm really interested in historical research. So I mean, what I want to do is also, go to historical archives and look at kind of the development of different practices surrounding dairy and cheese in the Northeast and how it may have changed or may have stayed the same during British colonization of the subcontinent.
Fantastic. Last question, since this is an education fund, since Daphne wanted to seed more cheese education, what do you hope to shine a light on, or what do you hope to educate others about when you finish this project?
Yeah, I mean, I personally am really excited to learn for myself and also to get that kind of hands-on knowledge like I spoke about. But beyond that, I think what it would be really exciting is I'd love to help kind of shine a spotlight beyond kind of Eurocentric understandings of cheese and go beyond that. And I'd love to, maybe publish an article or do an interview or just kind of raise awareness of these other kind of cheese making practices and highlight just how diverse the cheese world is.
Fantastic. Well, we're so excited to follow along. Is there any social media we should be cued into so that we can see your travels and this project unfolds?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. It's JuliaFine19, or on Instagram. I hopefully will take some cool pictures. It's at Julia R. Fine on Instagram.
Super. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. And again, congratulations on behalf of everyone on the board of the Daphne Zepos Research Award.
Thank you so much.